Hey, man, it feels so good to check back in after just a cluster of ordeal. I don't want to sour this short trekker episode with hypothetical jargon. All right, guys, this is a place I wanted to hit hard this year, and the fact is I'd be hitting it hard, except out of some kind of inane necessity, I took a job, and I've got 2 nights. This is the entry into Gros Wilderness again. The same place that I did the Shoal Creek, Swift Creek Loop. This is Little Granite Creek trailhead back here. I can hardly believe I'm here. I've been awake since 2 a.m. to go to work at 5 a.m. 110-mile drive after getting off work at 1 p.m. I want to check the time, but I'm going to quick zoom into these ridges back here. All right, so there's a trail called the Granite Highline Trail. And after taking a look at these ridges, there's going to be tons of cool rock formations back there. And I'm going to be flirting with rain probably every day. Sunday looks like the worst, which I hope to be back down here and on the road close to noon. All right, I'm going to get my tent set up. We've got sprinkles, and we'll check in a minute. Big weather is just kind of waiting, moving around. It's sort of, instead of a solid blue sky, there's activity. And to me, these clouds represent life. There's water eventually gonna fall to feed things. It's okay. I'm not gonna get slammed with blasting rain until maybe the ride home. No bugs here. They're done. It's September 9th, and I intended to be trekking longer into this year. That tick bite destroyed me. If you are ever bitten by a tick, you go straight to the doctor. You're going to be down with the fever. And for me, extended periods of aches and pains and weakness and being tired. And of course, at the same time of ending these antibiotics, I start a crazy job that just kind of fell into place, and I took the job, and I've been working a week. I was really feeling it when I got here. Just being here and knowing that I'm going to have a couple days in the wild area has been physically and mentally rewarding. Okay guys, I've got this bivy tent, which I feel I need to use at least once a year. This it's perfect for this outing because it's only 2 nights. There's very limited gear to carry. I'm gonna sleep so hard in here it won't matter. This is a Golden Bear Big 5 bivy tent, which I don't think you can find anymore. Surprisingly, this thing keeps me dry. This thing will take a rainstorm and just shed the water right off. There's a bottom sort of, tub, I might call it, that's waterproof. As opposed to that nature hike tent, this will keep me warmer. We're looking at low 40-degree nights up here. 2 days of food. The Benson burner is in here. Stove, pot, flashlight. Very small amount of fuel. There are 7 meals here, which I'll only use 4. I've got this tarp, backpacking tarp, which I thought might come in handy. It's not going to be used now. If it starts to blast water, yeah, I kind of plan to, tie it up to these branches and the other side of this tent just in case. Body, supplies, phone, pocket cam, GoPro. I've got the air horn again for the bears. I don't have the bear can. I'm breaking the rules. It's a big commitment, that bear can. And bear encounters are going to be random. I don't really feel that they come around for food at locations or tents or something like that. I think most of the bear encounters are random. You spook them and you're screwed. The bear encounters where they come after your food are at busy locations where people throw their garbage around. All right, I don't think I'll have an issue. That's about it. I've got the Ranger, North Face Ranger backpack. The pack is 20 pounds or less. Over here, my rain gear, and I've got the quilted Army cold weather liners that, I'll probably carry in my bag in case, it gets cold. Here it is, the second week of September, and if it rains, we're going to have snow at 11,000 feet. This is Little Granite Creek here. Quite a lot of water flowing. It's a bit unfortunate. Like we've got some nice big trees here. This has got to be an old second growth forest back here. And this was logged out. How far back? We don't know. Logged out. There is a big swath back there beyond these trees that was logged out. What can I say about it? It's too late. So I'll just be following this creek up into these higher granite ridges tomorrow. up is here. And I slept so good right here. There was, this still gets me every time I don't prepare for it. Moisture that just kind of settles from up coming down. So there was a lot of moisture on the tent, and strangely I only had half of it closed, and this side didn't get wet. And there was condensation inside. There's still moisture back here. And I guess I'm gonna hit the trail now. Oh yeah, this was so super sweet. There was an owl hooting from somewhere up on this ridge. Real nice, either welcoming me back or saying goodbye for the season. Real sweet. Starting up the trail. Crystal clear right now this morning, Saturday. And this is most likely remnants of a mine shaft here. I think there might be a few more back here. And this was burned and probably logged out before it was burned. And no more logging signs. However, right, could have been logged before this was established. Here's another crossing. I had one earlier and I was able to find a couple trees spanning the water. And these are all real slippery, these rocks. Not much here. So it looks like there used to be a bridge here. And I'm probably gonna use this. Could use this. The tree with more bark on it is less slippery. I'm about 2 to 3 miles in. And there's quite a lot of trees back here now. Following the creek. Little Granite Creek is down here. A beautiful day, really. Yeah, we're climbing up away from the creek now. It crests a ridge, and I think it goes back over towards the creek, and real soon I'll be up into the alpine setting. There's a nice old tree here, healthy looking, different variety. I've noticed these trees here, the tips are burned from probably the hot summer, and there's a few more big trees back here. Pretty nice. And I'm getting into the alpine moraines and see the high peaks now. Alright, here we have an unmarked trail intersection. This was an old sign that fell over. This is Little Granite Creek down here, and there are some cut logs showing that there is another trail. I'm going to stay on this one, and basically wherever I go and stop, it's going to be close to this creek, so I'm just going to kind of stay close to it, as close as I can. The other thing that's kind of disgusting is there's cattle all over up here, which I don't think they're supposed to be back here, but they are. It's making a mess of everything. That's the top. That's the back, top end of this range here. And probably gonna veer up to the left, my guess is. The trail starts to cut across over this way. You can see a guy over here I just talked with, and it looks like it might go up this way. I'm just gonna head straight up this way and maybe cut across on one of those shelves of trees. And I think this is Pinnacle Peak up here. Yeah, and I'm gonna get up there and just look for a camp spot. We got up here real fast. And see some of the distant mountains now, a closer one, and I'm getting close to my objective just over here. It's a bit steep going, but it's quick. And the word I got was this trail goes away from the creek over here, eventually connects to the Highline Granite Trail, which, you know, he didn't know where it was. So this is just better to shoot straight for it. Especially with this line of sight hiking. You know, I got an easy marker to return to next to the creek for the trail. I've got the trail. This is the Highline Granite Trail, and might just be looking for a place to camp somewhere in here. Time for water. This is like the main draw, or the main flow here of the creek, but not much water. We've got a few springs in here feeding, and it might just come down this way. There's a lake somewhere back there, but I'm gonna get my water and head up this way and get a camp spot. I'm looking at these trees here. Set up a camp, shaded, wind block, early sun. Okay. Really working it here. Almost done. Somewhere in here, hoping. It's fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Here's my zone. My only concern is being trampled on by an elk. There are fresh sleeping spots right here in this grouping of trees. Look at this. This was just like dug up within days. Or maybe 2 right here. I tried to move these branches to give a little barrier. They're just too big. Okay, so this one is not in a bad place to help me out. That's the zone. All right, I'm happy with it. I am in the Gros wilderness. I hiked up Little Granite Creek Trail to connect with the Highline Trail, which was a goal of mine to hike it this year. And honestly, right now, I'd probably be hiking it. Except I took a job and things kind of turned for the worse for me with the tick bite, which I think I'm still feeling repercussions 3 weeks later. I hope it just kind of clears up and I'm, tick free, whatever that means. But this adventure was just a super push for me, guys, to bail out after a work shift and drive 110 miles. And then today to hike 6 miles, probably 2,000 plus foot up in elevation. It's fantastic. And so I'm touching on this Granite Highline Trail, right? Only because it was a desire for me to be here this year. You know, there are a couple things I've done this year that could get better next year, and that's all I hope for. I was gonna do some filming in this direction, but it's all kind of shadowed. Quite a bit of distance to see. I was hoping to see the Teton Range, but that's far in this right direction, not visible. But I got here, and this is pretty much fantastic. What a great bug out. What a fantastic escape. Guys, 2 days of my life into the wilderness, as high as I can get. We're talking over 10,000 feet along the top of the range here. Probably even 11,000 feet. I'm probably 10K right now. Yeah, here it is. Dinner on tap. We've got a stadium brat with cheese. Half of a stadium brat with cheese. 1 mini sweet pepper. This pasta that's been just going so strong this summer. And spices. With the Benson burner going strong. It's a cold place up here. The wind is strong. I'm okay with it. It's dinner time. Tonight I'm gonna button up inside the tent here. Everything's gonna be zipped down tight. I'm thinking it's gonna be cold and windy. But again, such a great breakout for 2 nights. This being like the pivotal night to be up here. Just enriching for me. It's a nice morning scene. Yeah, beautiful morning light show. Probably 7 o'clock here now. Not much happened up here. I didn't hear any elk with their mating calls. There was just one little critter came up an hour and a half ago, somewhere over here I think, and just did this something like that. And then half an hour ago, hunters came through on horseback, pretty close. Their horses were doing a bunch of snorting. That's about it. Not too cold. I had a malfunction with my water. I'd propped it up like this, and somehow it got angled downward. And there's got to be probably at least a half liter of water down there in the tent. Sleeping bag got wet, I think, because of that. Don't know how. Not gonna worry about this wet stuff. I don't have time to wait for the sun. Maybe down at the trailhead I can dry these out. Yes. Back down. Lots of clouds back there. I did hear some elk this morning, probably way back in there. There's my warm-up. A little late. That's okay. Look at this one. Beautiful. Alright, I don't usually film cows. I would probably not come back on this trail simply because there are way too many cows all the way up to almost as high as they can get. And there's crap everywhere. You know, it's on my pants, it's on my boots. If you want to get Giardia, your chances are much better in a place like this. And it's not a wilderness, okay? It's a cow haven. there are no wild animals in here because they've all been run out by these cows. Successful backpacking mission here. 10 to 12 miles, probably 4,000 elevation gain and loss. Alright, time to hit the road, and I beat the rain, which is nice.